How do you get your husband to emotionally connect with you? Do you want to know the 3 main reasons why he's probably struggling to connect with you? There are 3 main reasons why your husband is struggling to connect with you. And there are 3 things that you can do to give yourself a chance to create connection with your husband. I had a couple come into my office and they sat on the couch in my office and they were sitting on each end of the couch and they would hardly look at each other. And this guy was a mortician and he started talking to me and he started saying, "Brannon, I do not like emotions and it's a good thing. People come in, they're dealing with a lot of emotion because their loved one just died and I'm not emotional and it's a very good thing that I'm not emotional." And I looked over at his wife, and his wife looked over at him and said, "That's why I feel completely alone in my marriage. It's because we don't have any connection." As a mortician, he was proud that he's not emotional. As a husband, he's missing something, and his wife is not getting her need met of emotional connection. Being in a relationship with a person who is not emotionally connected to you, sometimes it feels like you're walking across a desert with no water in sight. You want something, but you just don't know how to get it. You can feel feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, frustration, even resentment and anger toward them. But you can really feel like there's nothing that you can do in order to change it, although you really want that connection in your life. There are 3 main reasons why somebody doesn't emotionally connect to their partner. 2 of those reasons are based out of fear. One of those reasons is not. Let's first talk about the one that is not based out of fear. That reason is that they just don't know how. They've never learned how to emotionally connect. They were raised by people who don't emotionally connect. They weren't emotionally connected to as a child, so they haven't experienced what it's like to empathize, to validate, to feel vulnerable with somebody, and to connect on an emotional level. So if you're lacking emotional connection and you're saying, I need this, please connect to me, they might be looking at you like, "I'd love to, but I don't know how." The next reason why they're not emotionally connected to you, it is a tough one, but the reason might be that they just don't want to connect to you. They're not in love with you. They don't want to be close to you. And I know that might hurt when I say that, but it's helpful for you to know that if that's what's going on. It's helpful for you to understand that maybe they just don't desire it. And what you'll see with a person like that is that they're emotionally connected to other people, but they avoid it with you. So maybe they're connected to your kids. Maybe they connect to coworkers or friends, and you can see them having fun, empathizing, validating, and supporting other people, but you're not feeling it from your partner, from your husband. The last reason why somebody doesn't emotionally connect is because there's secrecy and shame. They don't want you to get too close because you might find something out. When somebody has a lot of shame, they struggle to be intimate in a relationship on an emotional level. And so if your partner has something that they're hiding, you might feel crazy because you're wanting to connect, but you don't know why they won't connect back with you. Chances are there's a big secret going on, or they're feeling a lot of shame and they don't love themselves enough to connect to you. So I'm going to tell you 3 things that you can do to encourage emotional connection with your husband. If you want more tools about how to connect in your relationship, then please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. The first thing that you can do is be a safe person. So if you're a person that gets very defensive or takes things personally or shuts down when somebody opens up to you, if you're lacking boundaries in the relationship, where if they feel something, then you feel the same thing, then you're probably not a very safe person. If you want them to emotionally connect to you, then be a healthy enough person so that you can create safety for them to talk openly and vulnerably with you. The second thing that's in your control to create emotional connection in your relationship is to actually be honest about what you need. Step into the conflict if you're lacking something. That might be uncomfortable. It could cause some friction. Your relationship might get worse before it gets better. But if you're willing to step into it, that will lead to things like going to therapy, learning new tools, reading books that will help both of you start thinking about what it takes to emotionally connect. The third thing you can do if you want emotional connection with your partner, is don't just expect them to come and open up to you. Maybe you're disconnected yourself. So you can initiate some vulnerability. You can initiate some intimacy on a sexual, emotional, spiritual level in order to create some connection with your partner. So if you want emotional connection, then model emotional connection to your partner, and hopefully they'll reciprocate. If you got something out of this video about emotional connection with your husband, then you'll get a lot out of my other video, how to achieve emotional intimacy in a relationship. So go check it out.